Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. So on this video, I'm going to help you understand how you can deploy your salary or invest your salary every month to generate 20% plus CAGR. Is this easy to do? Absolutely not. Am I being gimmicky? Absolutely not. I'm going to tell you the reality that yes, this is high risk, high reward investing. You can possibly look into the strategies that I'm telling you. Please watch this video carefully, make notes. If you don't have the time, please don't watch it. This is a serious learning channel, right? So without wasting time, let me share the strategy and some key pointers along this way. Hey guys, so just a quick input on Bitcoin because many of you have been asking me that whether or not you should be buying Bitcoin right now. So now there are two ways of buying Bitcoin. One is a bulk buy strategy and second is more like a sensible SIP strategy. So in terms of bulk buying, no, this is probably not the time to buy Bitcoin. The reason is that Bitcoin is right now trading at roughly 115,000 US dollars. On the flip side, the upside potential on Bitcoin is around $135,000 right now. That's what the estimation or forecast is, that if there is a little bit more rally, then Bitcoin will go to 135. So probably you can take like a 2-year period and do an SIP, right? About, let's say that if your portfolio is 1 lakh, right, and or 100 units of money, then probably like 5% SIP money you can deploy on this over the next 2 years, right? So this is an SIP strategy. Right now, Bitcoin is good for that. Now you would ask, where can I buy Bitcoin? So I would say that check out CoinDCX. That drives the most exchange volume in India right now. It is the safest platform. So definitely go and check it out. There is a special offer that they are running for my community. So in case you guys are keen, I'm putting the links in description comment box. And with that said, let's move over to the main video. So the first key point that you need to understand is that, see, if you are looking for a 20% run up on your portfolio or 20% CAGR, it's a very ambitious number. It's not easy to achieve, and you can't do it by investing in slow growth instruments. For example, if you are investing in only hybrid funds, or if you're investing only in FDs, or if you're investing in debt products, then of course you're not going to make 20% CAGR. So let me just quickly, on a side note, help you understand the meaning of 20% CAGR, right? So there is something called as rule of 72. So if you take the number 72 and divide it by the returns that we are expecting, which is 20%, and whatever number you get, so this will come out to be whatever, like 3.5, 3.6. So this indicates, this 3.5, 3.6 indicates the time it takes for your portfolio to double. Breaking it down, recapping it, that in 3.5, 3.6 years, if you are able to grow your capital at 20%, your money will double. So yeah, so that's a great number. That's a great sounding number, very ambitious goal. And the first key point that you need to understand here is that, see, unless you invest in slightly superior assets, that 20% CAGR would be impossible. Okay. So now, what are these superior assets, right? So that's an interesting conversation. So here what I've done is that I have taken major assets that are there, right? For example, many people prefer to invest money in Bitcoin. Some people pick like S&P 500 in the US. Some people pick NASDAQ. Some people pick gold, silver, Nifty 50, mid cap 150. Now here, if you plot the returns that, okay, on a 3-year basis, how much Bitcoin has given, 5-year basis, how much it has given, 10-year basis, how much it has given. So I've written all the data points, right? What you would notice is, so let's start comparing some things, right? So for example, if you look at S&P 500, 3-year returns are 53.5% and 5-year returns are 93.8%. If you go to the Indian market, Nifty 50, the 5-year returns are 78%. On a 10-year basis, S&P 500 has actually beaten Nifty 50, right? And all this can be fact-checked. This is not something data that I'm making up. You go and check it yourself. But please note, and here is a very important disclaimer, that this table has been adjusted for USD. Now, why? Because we have to compare returns in a single currency. We cannot compare like NASDAQ returns which are in US dollar and compare it to INR. It makes no sense whatsoever because INR keeps on falling every year to US dollar by 3 to 4%. So you have to adjust for currency devaluation also. This is very important. In case you don't get this point, please learn a little bit more about currency depreciation, read about like other currencies. For example, at one point in time, Zimbabwe was the top performing stock market in the world. Why? Because its currency was getting devalued on every single day basis, right? So therefore, you have to factor in for currency devaluation in any kind of asset class analysis that you're doing, right? So this is a fact. Go and double check it. This is where we are. So then natural question comes that, okay, if I have to grow my money at like 20% plus CAGR, Then what is the first key thing that I need to do? Well, the first key thing that you need to do is very simple, that you have to, number one, go to a superior market, which right now, interestingly, is US market, right? So you can pick something like S&P 500 or NASDAQ. So NASDAQ would be a collection of top tech companies in the US. So if you are looking to invest in Google, Facebook, Nvidia, these type of top tech players, then this would be captured by NASDAQ, right? So for me, it would be something like, if I'm buying equities, it would unfortunately or fortunately be something like US market from an investing point of view. Now, what is the meaning of investing point of view? I'll explain in the next point. But if I have to invest money for, let's say, 3 to 5 years, then I would pick the US market. Now, in case some of you are interested, I do run courses on how to invest in the US market. I do run a live community where I deploy my own capital, explain you the rationale why I'm buying something, why I'm selling something. It's performing exceptionally well. We are currently making 26-27% returns on that portfolio, and it's only like 7-8 months old. So on a CAGR basis, it would be much higher, right? And it's USD terms. Then comes the second point that, okay, by that logic, we should not invest in the Indian market. No, I'm not saying that, right? Indian market is a great trading market. So trading market means that you buy low. For example, this is the low point and this is a high point, right? So this becomes your buy point, this becomes your sell point, this becomes your buy point, and whenever it goes top, this becomes your sell point, right? So we are in a buying zone for Nifty 50 right now, right? Should you go and buy it? Should you not buy it? That yes, so this month SIP you can do on Nifty 50 from that angle, right? But long story short, India is a trading market. It's not a buy and forget market. Many people will disagree, again start like, sort of making noise that, you are like a guiding investors in a wrong way. Like, go and look at the metadata, no? Look the returns of Nifty 150, adjusted for US dollar. Go look at the returns for Nifty 50, adjusted for US dollar on 5-year basis, 10-year basis, 20-year basis, whatever base you want to pick. And then pick whichever the superior asset class is and make your investing decision versus trading decisions, right, in that market. So Indian market is fabulous in terms of rotating capital. That, okay, you are buying here, you are selling here, buying here, selling here. So this is what Indian market is great for, right? And I am fully convinced about this theory. It works like a charm. You can try it out on mid-cap 150, small cap 250, Nifty 50, whichever way you want to look. If you're a buy and forget investor, you have to pick a superior market. Okay, so this is point 2. Now, point 3, that we find it really, really tough to exit the market. Now, what is the meaning of exiting the market? Now, exiting hoti hai and then there is profit booking, right? So, let me just quickly explain you the logic behind both. Now, for example, let's say that you recently started investing your salary, right? And every month you are investing 1 lakh, right? So, for the last 10 months, you have been investing your salary. Now, you're sitting on 10 lakh corpus, okay? Now, 10 lakh is the total investment amount. Market is somewhere here. What should you do? Well, technicals tell us that you should sell something or book profits. So you'll have two options. One is that should you book profits or should you exit? Now, generally speaking, right, and this is where like little bit of understanding of valuations come in. And for retail investors, it's very, very tough because you have a full-time job. You can't do like, like full day, like looking at the screens and all that. But there is at least a very simple thing that you can do. You can simply test out whether the market is at an all-time high or not. Okay, that's a simple thing. It's not like that complicated. For example, was market at an all-time high here? The short answer is yes. The market was at an all-time high here. So this is a major selling point. Was market at an all-time high here? Yes, it was at an all-time high. So you should sell it. Now let's look further back. Now, was the market at an all-time high here? Again, the answer is yes, it was. Was the market all-time high here? Yes, it was, right? Was the market all-time high here? Yes, because previously compared to this, it was. What I'm trying to tell you is that when the market is at an all-time high, right? For example, the market might be all-time high here also, here also, here also. The point is that at least the worst case you can do is sell something, at least sell 20%, right? Here. Then go to the next resistance point, that okay, resistance point 2 aaya, then you sell some more. Resistance point 3 aaya, right? Then you sell 20% more. But some bit of selling needs to be done when the market is at an all-time high. Then some of you would retort that, okay, this will disrupt compounding. No, not really, because you will always get an opportunity to buy things back. For example, if you sell this, right, then later on you will get an opportunity to buy it back. Maybe you will buy it at a higher price, right? But it's not as if that you have suffered some loss, right? If you never sell, then you never learn the system of selling to begin with, okay? So now how do we identify point 1, 2 and 3? Okay, so this is called as consolidation point theory, okay? Now here what it means is that, for example, if we just zoom in, right, and zoom in on a weekly candle, right? So I'm changing it from monthly to weekly. And here is where the weekly candle is, and let's analyze the 2008 fall only. So technically market was at an all-time high here, okay. Now you sold some, market fell, you recovered, right? Now this is a consolidation point. You will see that this type of a triangular pattern is getting formed. So all these are selling or buying points for you, right? So these decisions of buying, selling needs to be made at this point, okay? So these are called as consolidation points. This is how you can mark the region 1, 2 and 3 and accordingly take bets, right? So 3 points that we have studied. Number 1, that go to a superior asset, convert your returns in USD terms. Number 2 point, make your trading versus investing decision, very, very important. Number 3, that when you are hitting or when your portfolio is hitting all-time high or the market is hitting all-time high, at least exit 20% of the position. Natural question comes that, okay, if I sell this 20% and the market keeps going up, then the value of this 80% will go to like whatever 110% also, no? Then you liquidate a little bit more. So this is a very sensible way of exiting some positions, because when there are major drawdowns, for example, if there is a 20-30% drop, then you can bring this capital back what you have booked. This is a very simple way. You don't have to quit office to kind of look at this on screens, okay? So this is point 3. Point number 4, please do not chase running assets. For example, right now, if you study something like gold, what is happening here on gold is that, see, this is a consolidation pattern. So the gold is consolidating. Now you can buy it, right? But when the gold is running, for example, here, the gold is running, do not buy it here. This is gold running, do not buy it here. This is a consolidation pattern. You could have bought it here. Similarly, this is a consolidation pattern. You could have added little bit of positions here. This is gold running. Again, do not buy it here. This is a consolidation pattern. Then you can possibly look at whether adding gold makes sense or not. Okay, so then comes the next point, that when the market sentiments are down, in that asset class, you should be 100% invested. For example, let's say that you want to build a portfolio where you'll say that, okay, boss, I want to invest like, let's say 60% to US equity and 40% in Indian equities. So you go and check Nifty 50, because Nifty 50 is an Indian equity, and you try to get a hang of the sentiments. Now, how good or bad are the sentiments on Indian markets right now? It's really, really bad, right? Why? Because our markets have underperformed, okay? We have been consolidating since 2024. So if you just draw this, right, and this, it's almost at similar level. So in the last 1 year, we have made 0% returns and the market high is this. So this becomes your point of capture, right? So this is easily the difference that you can capture, right? So roughly, like say 1,000-point difference, right? So this is almost like whatever 10% run up you can easily make on the market. So if you want to max out your Nifty 50 positions, you should do it, okay? So from that angle, it makes sense. Now, should you do the same on S&P 500? The short answer is no right now. You have to wait a little bit for a bit of cool off and accordingly adjust. And this, honestly, this level of analysis does not take you like, hours. You can just literally do this in 5 minutes. It's not that complicated. Again, if you need my help, if you are investing decent chunk of money, let's say more than 10-15 lakhs, then definitely consider joining my community. Even if it is able to add 2% to your entire portfolio, it's a lot of help, right? So, and plus you get to learn things so that eventually you can manage your portfolio on your own, okay? So this is the next point. But see, here I'm speaking about Nifty 50. Please remember, as I said earlier, that India is a trading market. It's not an investing market. You cannot buy and forget for 3 years, 4 years. When this goes back up, you have to exit. That's also very, very important. So here we will not exit 20-30% position. We might exit like 50% positions here. So be very clear in which assets you want to invest versus which assets would you not invest, okay? So now long story short, right, and this is where we'll conclude the video, that if I were to put like 1 lakh rupee this month, how would I do it, okay, right now? So let me take back to the chart and why it would deliver like a 20% CAGR over a 3-4 year basis. Let me give you a sense of that also, okay? See, first and foremost, if we look at NASDAQ, and if you estimate the CAGR of NASDAQ, it's 15%. So this is a very good investable asset over a 3-year time frame. And this is in dollar terms. Again, go and check please simply type what is the CAGR of NASDAQ last 3 years, last 5 years, last 10 years, and you will hit this 15.5 numbers. Second thing that, okay, now my target is to add or get to 20%, right? So then I will add something like Bitcoin because it is higher risk, higher reward. So I will definitely add a little bit of more Bitcoin in that. And how much exposure will I take? Like, so for example, let's say that if I do like 1 lakh rupee of investing, almost my goal would be that, okay, 70% I'll put it here and 30% elsewhere. So out of this 30%, maybe like 1/3 or the total 10% or 10,000, I'll put it on Bitcoin, something like this. And 20% will be my trading capital, which I'll bring to the Indian market, right? Now within Indian market, if I invest in Nifty 50, then my CAGR typically for Indian market is 12.5% in INR terms, okay? Now, which is approximately 8% in USD terms. Now, this will not help me get to 20% plus. This is very difficult, right? But if I'm buying it at a discount, जैसे मैंने आपको पहले दिखाया था that okay, Nifty 50 is trading like almost 10%, 12% swing है उसमें, right? So then it kind of makes sense to do this month's SIP on Nifty 50 and then wait. If there is a reversal, then great, I will exit. This is my trading capital. Then I get more trading capital, then maybe I'll put it in some other asset, right, which is at a lower value, maybe like mid-cap 150 or something. So what I would do this month is that number one, I will check like NASDAQ, right, because that is my primary go-to instrument. Will I put money on NASDAQ this month? Well, maybe like, if my total budget is like 1 lakh, then I will first and foremost thing that I will do is that I will at least save like 20-30% cash on a NASDAQ. Why? Because this is all-time high. Rest, let's say I've budgeted 70%. So this was like 70,000, which I would typically invest. But because NASDAQ is almost at an all-time high, I will save 20-30% of that capital, right? So almost 30% of 70 is almost 21K. I will not invest. So I'll go and invest only 50K in NASDAQ, okay? Second is that, okay, 20% I'll put to Nifty 50. Nifty 50. Now here, because it is low, I'll go and invest the entire amount. So 20K, I'll definitely invest, right? So almost 30K, I'm saving cash. 50K, I'm investing in NASDAQ. 20K, I'm investing in Nifty 50. Now this kind of a portfolio has a good probability of giving you gains. Now if you want to add a little bit more risk, check like Bitcoin levels, invest more. If you feel Nifty mid-cap 150 is at a better buying level, you can invest there, not a problem. But always do these 4 or 5 point analysis. This will help you improve your overall returns and analyze different markets. Your goal is to grow your money, grow your salary and use it as a protection against like all the financial troubles life throws at you. So be sensible about that, right? I hope that you enjoyed this video, you learned these strategies. If you did like it, do subscribe and like, and I'll see you soon.